Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am Arif, your cloud learning journey partner. Today's video is very special. I'm really excited about today's video because in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can start your career in cloud computing, how you can get your first certificate, how you can apply for your first cloud computing related job, and some tips that will help you to actually land a job in computing sector. So it's a ton of information that I'm going to share today. So without further delay, let's get started. First of all, let me introduce myself. I started my cloud journey almost 8 years ago. As being a fresh graduate, I was looking for some new opportunities, and at the time, I came to know about cloud computing and specifically AWS, and I started to actually learn about AWS. From there, right now, I got almost six AWS certification. I got Azure certification, also Google Cloud certification, and also multiple certification related to uh, cybersecurity and cloud security. Uh, about my job, so far I have worked for multiple companies. I can mention IBM and a few more, and still I'm learning. But in this whole process, I understood that we need to actually follow a specific path to become a cloud engineer. So in this video, I'm gonna help you to actually understand the path. I will share my tips that really help me to actually do better in my career. So you have decided that you want to learn cloud and you want to make a career transition. So the first step to cloud is that first you need to make sure which specific cloud provider that you want to actually learn first. So at present there are three main cloud competitors. Number one is AWS, second is Azure, and third is Google Cloud. So after my 8 years of experience, I can tell you that if you learn AWS as a very first cloud, I think this is the best option for you. Because if even if we see the total job numbers in different job platforms, we'll see that there are a lot of jobs in AWS comparing to other two clouds. So if you learn AWS, then you will get more exposure. It will definitely help in your career. So once you learn AWS, you got few certification about AWS, then you can look into some other certification related to other clouds. So my suggestion would be please start with AWS cloud. So now we have decided that we'll move with AWS. So once we made our mind that yeah, now we want to learn AWS. So what's the first step of learning AWS? The best way to learn AWS is to actually first sign up for an AWS account. So once you sign up an AWS account, once you have access of AWS console, at that point, you can use AWS services. You can know multiple AWS services. So it will help you to actually get the real world experience from there, because there you have to build servers, you have to build different components of application related, that all is provided in AWS platform. The good part is that once you sign up for an AWS account and once you log in there, AWS provides a free tier. So for an instance, for servers, for T2 Micro, you can run T2 Micro servers for particular hours, which is totally free. And also with these, multiple services are free under this free tier. So I'll share the link under my description where you can learn more about the AWS free tier. I get a lot of messages from you that how can I start my learning process? How can I start my AWS learning process? For that, I think the best way to learn something is to actually go for the certification. And why I'm saying that, because AWS certifications are not bookish. Most of the question that you're going to face in the exam for AWS certification are scenario based. So you really need to know the service. You need to know the AWS console, how to actually configure multiple services together to make a solution, make an architecture in AWS. And right now there are tons of almost like 12 or 13 certifications are offered by AWS. So it's very confusing to actually find out one certification that we should start with. So as a beginner, my suggestion would be to go with the cloud practitioner certification, because this is the very basic certification. Once you have this certification, you know what AWS is, what is AWS capable of. You will know some very important services of AWS. So it will help you to actually build the foundation. So once you have it, my second suggestion is to actually go for the AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. I really like that certification because it really helps you actually understand the important AWS services. It helps you to actually think like a solutions architect. You can build a solution from scratch if you have the knowledge to actually pass the AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. So first, AWS Cloud Practitioner, and the second certification is AWS Solutions Architect Associate. So far we have decided that we're gonna go to for two certification. One is Cloud Practitioner, and the second one is AWS Solution Architect Associate. So now the next question should be how can we get prepared for the certification? Because at the beginning of the video I told that AWS certifications are more of a hands-on, not just like bookish certification. So for that, I always follow a specific strategy. So I'm gonna share my strategy about AWS certification. So please sit tight. The first suggestion is to actually uh, refer to one single book. So whenever we go for certification, we try to learn from multiple books. The problem with this scenario is that maybe one book, one concept is described one way, but the second book is describing the concept in different way. So we can easily get confused. So for that reason, whenever I prepare for any certification for book, I only always refer one book because it will help me to actually clear the concepts. So once I have the bookish concept, then I can build my knowledge. I can go for some videos. I can go for some blogs. That's later. But as a book, I always prefer just only one book for one certification. I'm gonna add the official book link under the description. Please have a look. So now we have covered the book part. The second part is that I always prefer to actually also see some videos because I'm more of a visual person. I like to actually see videos to actually clear my concept. For that reason, I always go through AWS official YouTube channel. AWS official YouTube channel is a gold mine. There you can learn every single service from there, very comprehensive. So I really like that part. One specific part of the channel is that one is where they describe all the services in a very short video. I really like that part. So I'm gonna also add the AWS official YouTube channel link here under the description. I'm also planning to create a video series for specifically AWS Cloud Practitioner certification and also AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Please stay tuned. I'm gonna upload videos in regular basis where I'll cover these two certifications. One important part of adult certification is that once you make your mind that now I'm gonna go for this specific certification, then you have to go to the AWS official website, and under that website you have to find the specific page where they have described the specific certification. From there you can get a very good overview what this certificate is all about, what specific domains it covers, and how to get prepared for the certification. The good part is that for AWS certification they also provide free course materials that are very important to cover. And also for AWS Solutions Architect Associate, you have to cover very specific white papers. I am aware that going through a white paper, a long white papers are not fun, but whenever you prepare for this to certification, your end goal should be that this study that I'm doing, the time that I'm investing for the certification will help me to land a job in cloud, and it will help me to do my career transition. And the person who will get benefit out of it is me. So once you have that mindset, I'm sure you will definitely do much better job. You will learn more stuff, and you will be a very good cloud engineer. So now let's talk about the timeline. So as a beginner, if you want to start with AWS Cloud Practitioner, so how long it may take for you to actually complete the certification? So from my experience, what I found that AWS Cloud Practitioner doesn't go into that deep. So you can go through the concept and you can easily pass the certification. So 1 month is more than enough to actually prepare for the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. And my suggestion would be once you pass your Cloud Practitioner certification, please don't wait because then you will have the knowledge and just start preparing for the next certification, which is AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Uh, Associate certification is a little bit tricky because it challenges your understanding. It tries to actually combine or integrate multiple little services to come up with a solution or an architecture, because it's for AWS Solutions Architect. In for this certification, the main concept is to actually know the AWS console, know different AWS services. So in this video description, I'm going to list 10 AWS services which are very important to know for passing this AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Please look into my description section. And about the timeline for AWS Solutions Architect, I would say it may take roughly 2 months, 2 to 3 months to get prepared for certification. Once you get these two certification, AWS Cloud Practitioner and AWS Solutions Architect Associate, then that means you're pretty much like on in right track. And now the fun party starts. Now we have to look for jobs related to AWS technologies. The first step for that, I would suggest to actually rewrite your CV. So what I did once I get the certification, I went to my LinkedIn profile first, and I typed from the search bar. I typed for AWS AWS expert, and from there a lot of profile came up, and I remembered I went through almost like 100 of those profiles. And from those profiles, I try to understand like what kind of specific skill sets they are highlighting, which technology they are focusing more related to AWS. So that really helped me to come up a very optimized and very clear CV that will attract a lot of potential employer. Beside that, I also want to share one more tips that really helped me to actually get multiple job offers in few weeks. That is, first, whenever you're going through a job description then you shouldn't just send the same CV with the same text to multiple jobs, because for every jobs they want different sort of skill set, so the description should be different. So what you can do, you can look into the keywords that they're looking for, what kind of keywords they're looking for, and customize your CV accordingly. Just add those keywords. That will really help to actually stand out. Now let's talk about the interview phase. So once you get a call, then you need to get prepared for the interview. So how to get prepared for a interview related to cloud computing job? So I have faced a tons of interview in my life so far. So what I can tell that for IT cloud computing related jobs, the interview process is straightforward. It's not like 5 or 6 stages of interview. Mostly it is 2 to 3 in total. In the interview, most of the time I faced open-end questions, so it's not like very specific one. It's very rare that you will ask specific questions like they want to ask some AWS specific services. So that's a very small part of the interview. Most of the time they throw kind of like more open-end questions, so that they want to understand how well you know AWS technologies, how you used it to actually solve a problem, how passionate you are about cloud computing. So for that, try to come up with some scenarios. So maybe one of the scenarios could be that at a particular time in your career or in any one environment that you faced a problem in cloud environment, how you overcome the problem, what kind of technologies you use to actually solve the problem, and how it helped you to actually learn something new. So you need to be a very good storyteller. It went really good and you got an offer, and now have you started your work. So what's next? Let me tell you one thing, that cloud computing is very big. It's a very big domain. It has solutions architect, it has DevOps rule, it has SysOps rules, it has security, data analytics, you name it. Everything is inside the cloud computing. So uh, you the you need to learn. You need to learn each and every single day. Every day in your life, you have to allocate a specific hour or two to learn, because cloud computing is changing rapidly. Every week, every month, every year, AWS is launching new products or services. So if you want to keep yourself up to date, you have to know new technologies. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. It really means a lot. I know everybody is busy. Everybody has a lot of things going in their life, but instead of all of it, you guys are spending time to watch my videos. So it means a lot to me, and I will try my best to actually share my knowledge, my knowledge that I have gathered in my career so far. And I want to build a community where everyone will help each other and will help each other to be a better IT professional and grow together. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any question or concerns related to cloud computing, AWS, cloud security, anything related to cloud, please feel free to send me a comment under this comment section. I guarantee that I'm gonna reply you back in a very short bit of time. Thank you guys again, and that's all for today, and see you next time.